Voters in 7 states are set to go to the polls tomorrow for primary elections ahead of the midterms. In California, progressive and moderate candidates are battling for the future of the Democratic Party. Zohreen Shah joins me live from Los Angeles now with more. Zohreen, good to see you.
Hey.
What should voters be looking for ahead of tomorrow's races?
Hey, good morning, Phil. Yeah, it's going to be an interesting race tomorrow. So California is arguably the most progressive state in the country, but things look like they could take a different turn here. Look, there is a massive tug of war playing out between progressives and moderate Democrats, and it's to the point where many are closely watching to see if a state like California might be moving slightly to the right. And if so, that is a really big deal here, and it begs the question of what that means for the rest of the country. The biggest issue here right now is crime and policing. And you're seeing that debate playing out nationally, too, of course, with Biden recently issuing an executive order to overhaul policing, and how Democrats are still really conflicted about how much to invest there. And you can see that debate about where voters stand on the topic playing out intensely here locally, too, especially when it comes to the San Francisco District Attorney recall race. Phil, as you know, San Francisco voters, they are often seen as the most liberal, and the state attorney general race, and, of course, the mayor's race.
Yeah, and Zohreen, let's start there with the mayor's race. It's gotten a lot of national attention. You have a billionaire, Rick Caruso. Many people know him as the businessman behind massive outdoor malls like the Grove. He's in a very tight race now with Congresswoman Karen Bass. She was an activist on President Biden's VP shortlist. And there are some national themes playing out in this campaign as well, right?
Yeah, that is a really interesting race, Phil. So policing is a major issue throughout the country. Some voters are seeing this as a tale of the status quo candidate or a candidate who is pushing for dramatic change. Look, you've heard the story about LA. There are so many streets that are just covered by homeless encampments. And we've told the stories of recent home invasions, of crime taking a big toll on a lot of Angelenos. So Caruso wants to add 1,500 cops. His plan would give LAPD more police officers than ever before. He says he wants to cut the vetting time for candidates and offer them signing bonuses to reach that goal. Now, the Los Angeles Police Protective League, that's the organization that represents LAPD officers, they have put a lot of money to target Karen Bass. Now, Bass wants to hire 250 civilian workers to take over the work that sworn officers do to make them available for patrol duties. Now, and she also wants social workers and mental health experts to be the ones responding in certain scenarios versus police officers. She's also one of the co-sponsors of the George Floyd Justice in Policing Act. Now, if that had passed in Congress, it would have banned police from using chokeholds and no-knock warrants.
Visions there. Finally, Zohreen, you mentioned that recall race, yet another one out there in California. What's going on with the San Francisco District Attorney recall race?
We're just sort of known for recalls in this state, right? Okay, so we've seen this feeling around the country. Americans are, again, anxious about crime. And in San Francisco, District Attorney Chesa Boudin, he is going to get a verdict from the voters. It's about how he has gone after criminal cases. Boudin took the job as someone who was leading the effort of a national movement to reform criminal justice. And the question in San Francisco that voters are asking is if Boudin has prioritized defendants too much. Now, critics say he didn't go after repeat offenders, that he was too lenient with giving them less time in jail and placing them in diversion programs. But folks who support him say if he's ousted, look, this is going to be a playbook around the country for people who want to roll back criminal justice reform. Now, Boudin himself, he said he is working hard to make the city safer, and the last 2 years have presented just these major challenges that no one could have anticipated.
All right, Zohreen Shah from Los Angeles, always good to see you. Thanks so much.
Of course.
And for more information on the midterms, so you can point your camera, your phone camera, to that QR code right there on the lower corner, right corner of your screen for the latest on the 2022 primaries from ABC News.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.